Oh, really? Okay. I think Abby got the light.
That 5 minute wait would have been brutal.
I just think it's like
it'll be better as
Sorry about the delay. I was just trying to navigate through the iPad. I had everything ready last night. So as of right now, I cannot activate the chat. Not that big of a deal. It's just going to be a quick live stream here at Animal Kingdom. Probably be a two-parter. I know it's been a while. It's been at least about 3 months. What was it, May? Last time we did a live stream. Just decided to sit out here in front of a Dinosaur as they just announced the actual closing day for Dinosaur in February. I want to say hello to everybody that's already here in the chat. I will basically be catching you guys up with everything that's been going on this past summer. It has been as sporadic and spontaneous as we always are. Of course, I'll be taking some breaks in between to try to figure out what I've done wrong in the last 12 hours. I go into a little detail with my thoughts and opinions on some of those things as I still try to get my technology to work. Like I said, I did a test run last night. Everything checked out. I had the iPad going. But for some reason, I cannot activate the chat. And my headphones, like I said, are not responding to the iPad. I was even going to try to go at it without the headphones, but the iPad still doesn't want to receive the chat. All right, I'll figure that out later. So forgive me. I'm not ignoring anybody in the chat. Just not gonna be able to get to it right now. I'm just gonna do a quick filler upper on what we've been doing. So the last time we did a live stream was back in the last week of May. We did it at the Magic Kingdom. That was obviously shortly before everything just kind of went crazy. Since then, we had some family coming to town over the summer. We took some, it's not spontaneous trips, but let's just say at the beginning of the year, we really didn't know we were doing these things. And then in a matter of like days, we were doing all the things. So the first thing was towards the end of May, one of the kids from Missouri came to join us, and then she brought her boyfriend. So we spent a week with them, taking them around the parks. And then right after that, I would say days after that, we're entering probably the second week of June. And for S&Gs, we were checking out some of the prices for Disneyland hotels. And one of them came up at a really good deal. Very, very tempting, considering the fact that we haven't been in 9 years and our kids were old enough to really enjoy it. So then we decided, let's go for it. So we literally booked a Disneyland trip, and we had about, I think it was like 25 days before we were leaving. It was kind of like a surreal moment. Like, it didn't seem like it was really happening at first. It was like, it was that point where you're so excited, but you don't know what to do excited. And of course, we're well into that window of booking all types of dining reservations, but we didn't think anything like that. We were just more about just getting there. We flew Breeze Airway. They were running a promotion that they called Disney to Disney. So basically, we flew out of MCO and went straight to Santa Ana, John Wayne Airport, which is roughly probably about 30 minutes from Disneyland. Fortunate enough to Uber there. So we Ubered to the resort and still didn't set in that we were at Disneyland for the first time in like 9 years. And it was 4th of July weekend is basically when we flew in on, I believe, the 2nd. And surprisingly enough, when we checked all the deals, this was the best deal for basically that entire month. And it made sense because the celebration, the 70th anniversary, wasn't happening until about a week after we left. But it was still interesting that 4th of July was reasonable. And then, of course, we took full advantage of going to the bar. We went to the park every day we were there. Took advantage of the 30-minute early entry that we got while staying at Disneyland, which I'll also get into later because apparently they are taking that away. And it was actually a really good time. We accomplished a lot in just the first few days. The wait times were unbelievable. They were just great. I don't think an entire stay we waited more than 30 minutes. And like I said, we took advantage of early morning entry to Disneyland, early morning entry to California Adventure. But the first night we were there, we pretty much knocked out a lot in Disneyland that very first night. So everything else was just kind of like, oh, let's just do this again, do that again. We had all of our favorites that we remembered, even though the, I believe it was called the French Market Cafe, I think it was called before. Now it's Tiana's. That menu had changed a little bit, so we were looking forward to eating there, but the menu didn't really have, it wasn't the entrees, it was the sides that wasn't going to match with us because they got rid of all the good sides. Now it was like red beans and rice, and of course, you know, our son loves rice. I don't think he'd go for the red beans in it. I'm not a big fan of red beans and rice. And I don't think that Calypso would have been able to eat the red beans and rice. So we didn't chance it. But we did enjoy Flo's. We've been waiting 9 years to go to Flo's again. I will go into a little bit more detail with that trip because I wanted to go right into this. I know he's probably not in here just yet because it is a little early out there in California. But we got to meet Fast Pass Radio. So all those people that have been to our channel before, you've probably seen Fast Pass Radio in our chat. We got to meet him and his family, and we also were introduced to Puddles in the Theme Park, who live streams out there in California. And of course, Fast Pass Radio, he kind of spoiled us a little bit. He got us into the DVC lounge. Ordered some pizza, him and his wife. And we got to chill out there. We actually chilled out on the DVC lounge longer than I actually thought we were. I think we were up there for maybe about three hours or so. So overall, great trip. I think that our kids were really happy to be able to do that, which is so funny considering the fact they go to Disney World so often. I was kind of worried that they wouldn't think of it as that big of a deal, but they enjoyed it. They really loved Indiana Jones, so I had a proud dad moment there. But I was actually surprised that our son and he really liked Space Mountain when we finally got him to get on it. He was very hesitant because he's never been on the Space Mountain here in Florida. So he was very hesitant to do it. And the first time we were going to do it, it was closed for the 30 minutes. So we didn't get to do it then, but then we finally convinced him to do it, and he loved it. And then I think we rode it maybe 4 times, which is really weird because he doesn't normally gravitate towards a lot of rides, especially roller coasters. But we pretty much kept that trip a Disneyland trip. We didn't vlog anything of it. I think I wanted to concentrate on this trip just for being us, because it had been so long since me and Jenny had been there. And then, of course, our kids, I mean, Calypso was 10 months old the last time we went. So I wanted them to enjoy it. I wanted to enjoy everything with them without feeling the need that we had to record anything. But like I said, that was a very pleasant trip. If you have not been to Disneyland and you are a fan of Disney parks, I can only say it again. What are you waiting for? It's like that Everest commercial back in the day. Like, what are you waiting for? Book that trip to Disneyland. Stay at a resort if you can. And do all the things. There is no, if you're a huge fan of Disney, which I would assume most people who tune into live streams and Disney content, you got to be a decent fan of Disney. If you have not been to Disneyland, you just have to experience everything. I cannot reiterate that. So then we did the Disneyland trip, and we actually didn't buy, I don't think we bought any merchandise. We were just all about Disneyland at that time. But then we get back from the Disneyland trip, and now we're kind of relaxing for the rest of June because, like I said, kids are out of school. We took a few Disney trips, and I think we went to Universal Studios a couple times. Still no Epic Universe. Waiting on those annual passes to drop, which I would assume will be dropping soon, based off of the attendance that they're having over there. But and then we took advantage of the promotion for the summer, which I don't know how long that's going for. I believe it's going on for a few more weeks. But basically, if you book a Disney resort stay, on the day of your arrival, your check-in day, you get access to the 2 water parks for free. And this is the first time, I think, in over 25 years that both theme parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach, has been open at the same time. So we took full advantage of that. We booked we already knew that we were going to do a staycation for Calypso's birthday in July. So then we booked a one-night stay at All Star Music. And then because we're so close to the theme parks, it was no big deal for us to just wake up in the morning. We got a quick bag packed for the night, put on our swimwear, and went straight to Typhoon Lagoon. And like I said, mind you, we have not been to Typhoon Lagoon. The last time we went to Typhoon Lagoon, Calypso was still in the womb. So that was definitely interesting, doing all those things and having the kids, especially because like my kids are pretty good swimmers. So I felt okay with them doing their own thing if they wanted to. They absolutely love the wave pool. They did a couple of slides. I was actually surprised. One of the slides is like their water coaster called Crush and Gusher. I was actually quite surprised that Titan did that. Not surprised at Calypso. Calypso pretty much likes to do all types of things for the most part. In case you didn't realize, I am parked right next to a speaker, but it's only for this part of the music. Just gonna soak this in for the next, I believe it's 150 days left for Dinosaur. That was one of the announcements that they did, I believe, over D23. As we were walking through, they have blocked out most of Dinoland now. The archaeologist dig site, the little playground for the kids, that is, I believe, no longer available. You actually have to walk all the way around to get to Dinosaur the long way. So things are happening. All right, so right after our 4th of July trip to Disneyland, like I said, we still had a couple more weeks till Calypso's birthday. We had some other friends from Missouri coming in. They also wanted to take advantage of the staycation with the water park. So we went back to Typhoon Lagoon with them, mainly because we knew what we were getting into with Typhoon Lagoon. We didn't know how different Blizzard Beach was. We were going to tackle Blizzard Beach a different day. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I am okay here. Okay. So yeah, we did another day at Typhoon Lagoon, which I would say also pretty enjoyable. It was a little busier the second time around than it was the first time, but still a good time either way. And then I would say probably about 2 days after that, we were back at. I want to say we stayed at Pop Century. We stayed at so many resorts. I just lose track of them. Pretty sure we stayed at Pop Century because that's our go-to. And then we went to Blizzard Beach. And for years, I thought for sure that I had been to Blizzard Beach before. When we got there, nothing rang a bell. I knew of like the big water slide, Summit Plummet, but everything else I was just like, I don't think I've ever been here. That was actually a better experience at Blizzard Beach than I thought it was going to be. And I think it's mainly because our kids are old enough to enjoy some of the wilder attractions that Blizzard Beach has. Typhoon Lagoon is definitely very much more family friendly because Blizzard Beach does have a couple of major thrill water slides that I don't think Typhoon Lagoon has to that extent. And then of course they have the there was I think it's a jet ski school. Say that 3 times fast. And that's like the interactive play area that the kids thoroughly enjoy with all kids of their ages. I would say I did like Blizzard Beach though because they have a lot more space it seemed, and they also had a lot of I would say free cabanas, if you want to call them that. Like of course there's the paid cabanas, but there was a lot of spaces off the beaten path that just had nice little covered areas that I would definitely like to take advantage of. Like I said, I don't know how long that special is going to be running. I think we looked it up, but I've already forgotten. I think it's going to end by sometime this month because I think one of the water parks will be closing down for their refurb as they do as the colder weather starts to hit. But I did hear a rumor that they might be bringing it back next year. So again, if you're coming to Florida and if you want to take advantage of a water park, make sure you look out to see if they're doing that same little promotion where you get to go to water park on your check-in day. And the best way to work around that, because I know it's very difficult to book a trip and try to get here early enough to take advantage of a water park. But even if it comes down to it, do a split stay. You know, check into a resort, make sure you're in the resort, give yourself a day or two, and then book another room while you're still here. Take advantage of the water park day on that second check-in day. It's definitely worth it, especially if it does give you the experience of enjoying 2 resorts. If you have that luxury, like I said, book like a cheaper stay at an all-star resort just for you to come in, stay there for a day or two, and then switch over to Pop Century or your desired resort. Take advantage of the check-in day for that. Go to a water park. And then when I say that we live life on the edge. So right after that, Calypso's birthday was July 30th. We knew that we wanted to do a cruise in August. And there was a specific cruise that we were looking at because we have my oldest stepdaughter. She was coming into town with her family. And their dates were very specific, which was fine. And we knew there was a cruise specifically for that time frame. But with me being a cast member, we get special rates, special discounts. But the trick is that we basically have to wait to the very last minute because we're basically filling in spots. Now, there are some cruises that we could get in advance. This particular cruise, we had been checking in on this cruise for probably about a good month, 2 months, maybe a little bit more. Can't really remember. And it never came up. Every other cruise around it. And it was a specific 4-night cruise with the Dream out of Fort Lauderdale, which wasn't looking forward to that because that's about a 3.5-hour drive from us. I would have much rather sailed out of Cape Canaveral, but nothing was in that range that we needed. So we were literally cutting it so close. And finally, after, I wouldn't say hounding them, but we kept calling. And then finally, our son-in-law, he called just to try to see if he can get some answers. And they willingly told him that we can check back on the 15th of August. Mind you, the cruise sailed on the, I think it sailed on the 21st. So literally on the 15th, which was, this was the time where, not a lot of people can do the things that we do because they just don't have the patience for it. So we're calling in on the 15th, can't get through. Finally, we get through, and it was like I waited online for quite a while. It was like everybody wanted to get on this cruise at the same time. I don't even know how we got it. So finally, I get on the line with the guy. This is going on about 7:45 to 8. So I figure, plenty of time, because kids go to bed at 9. My wife goes to bed at 9. Plenty of time to book this trip. So I thought. By the time we get through all the things, there was so much confusion because with me being a cast member, but I'm trying to book 2 staterooms. The programming wasn't registering that I'm trying to get 2 rooms with 1 discount, because technically cast members have to be in the room to get the discount, and obviously I can't be in 2 rooms at the same time. So they had to work their magic. By the time I got off the phone, it was going on, I would say, almost 11 o'clock. Mind you, I have the patience of a saint sometimes. Got off the phone with him at 11 o'clock. We were good to go. 2 staterooms, 4-night cruise, literally going in, like, at that time, 5 days. Mind you, this is my first cruise. This is our kids' first cruise. My wife hasn't been on a cruise since she was 18. So this is going to be a brand new experience for all of us, at least. Now, mind you, my stepdaughter and her husband, they just went on a cruise last year, so they had some rehearsal with it. But this is the first time that we've gone with their kids as well. So there was 8 of us total. We rented a car through Turo. No sponsorship there. The person, the owner of the vehicle, actually delivered the vehicle to our house. It was a Honda Pilot, a little old, but no big deal. It got us to where we needed to go. My son-in-law, he drove the entire way, so he's a trooper for that one. Driving a 3-hour trip. That's something I would have done all day long back in my day, but obviously, since I've gone blind, I can't do that. But we got there in good enough time. Traffic wasn't bad at all. I think we cut it close because I think we left with the appropriate time of getting there in about 3 hours. I think our boarding time was about 1:15. I would say we got there at about 12:50. That is too close for me. I don't know if I've told you guys before, like when me and my dad traveled, my dad was the type of guy, he would be 3 hours before our departure. That's how early we would get there, to the airport or wherever we're going. But other than that, we got on the cruise line. Everything was, like I said, brand new experience for us. I think we do have a video of the room, because I think that my wife did take a shot of that. We got to do a family suite. It was a family veranda. So basically I believe it was a queen size bed, and then a pull-out couch, and also the pull-out couch also had a bunk bed that pulled out from the wall. And of course our veranda, which was a must-do for us. I figured if this is going to be our first cruise, we might as well do it right. So we had amazing views throughout the entire cruise that obviously I missed, but I'm here for the ambiance and the experience. And it was a conjoined room, so the other family members were right next door. It was very interesting because as far as cruises go, this cruise was exactly how I imagine a cruise going. So there wasn't a lot of anticipation, but there wasn't any disappointment at the same time. It was like, this is exactly how I pictured a cruise being. I pictured the veranda. The only thing that was different for me was the bathroom situation, because prior to going blind, I never really watched or researched anything as far as cruise videos go. So the bathroom situation was interesting because the shower had its own room, the toilet had its own room. They were separated by a wall. But every time I'd go in there, I was wondering, why is this wall here? It's literally, you just take this wall down and just make it one big bathroom. And if you've been on a cruise, I mean, basically, like I said too, I anticipated this. It is very cramped throughout the cruise because obviously they're trying to maximize the space by giving you very little. But our room was a nice enough size for the four of us, and given the fact that we did not spend that much time in the room at all, again, it was only 4 days, or I should say 4 nights. The first night, basically, we woke up in the Nassau, the Bahamas. Second night was Lookout Key. The third day was at sea, and then we were back at port the very next day. So we didn't spend a lot of time in the room because of all the things that we were doing throughout the trip. And surprisingly or not, we did not have time to do any of the trivia. And if anybody knows me, they know that I am a huge fan of Disney trivia. I'm actually quite disappointed at Disney. Last couple times that we've been out to the parks with the pin trading, there has been very little trivia in the parks. So they need to step their game up on that. But no, we didn't take advantage of a lot of things on the cruise. No trivia. We didn't do the bingo. We only caught one of the shows, which was the Golden Mickey show, which was surprisingly very good. Excuse me. But our kids was all about the kid drop-off area. Oceaneers Club and the Kids Club. I think they went there practically every day. Not all day, maybe about 2 or 3 hours per day, usually after dinner, which is a story in of itself because, again, anybody that knows me knows that I enjoy food, and I ate a ton of food. I would say out of a 4-night trip, I ate about 16 nights of food. At one point in time, I had 3 different entrees, whether it was breakfast or dinner, brought out to me. Because, I mean, everything's included, so I'm going to take full advantage of that. And then we did enjoy the all-you-can-eat. I think we did the all-you-can-eat at least 2 or 3 times. Not as many times as I thought, and I did not do any room service. I was quite shocked at that. But that just gives us something to look forward to on the next cruise, which we have been anxiously looking at. There's a lot of cruises out there, but the timing is just all off because obviously kids are in school now. It's not that big of a deal in the sense to take them out of school because they'd only really be missing like maybe give or take an actual real day of school. But we just want to make sure it's a nice enough cruise. Obviously, we don't want to go out of Fort Lauderdale. Like I said, I don't mind the 3-hour drive, but I don't think that everyone else wants to do a 3-hour drive to go on a cruise, especially when Port Canaveral is probably not even an hour away from where we live. But unfortunately, the only cruises that usually are coming out of Port Canaveral are the Wish, which I'm fine doing that because I do know it's a bigger boat compared to the Dream. I just don't know if we're ready for the Wish just yet. Plus, those ones it's a newer ship, so they're a little bit more expensive. So it's kind of this weird moment where it's like, okay, it's like you can sail closer on a bigger ship, but it's going to cost more for that convenience rather than going down to Fort Lauderdale and sailing out of there. So. But yeah, other than that, I mean, again, our lives are still as hectic as ever. My wife is still actively trading these pins. She's been finding quite a few good ones over the summer. We found I think it was a limited edition 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea pin. So that's not being traded. I mean, that's specifically going to be my pin. And then, of course, because in case you didn't know, the D23 had just recently happened here in Florida, and they also had a huge pin event at Coronado. This is where all the elite pin traders get together and they trade all their good pins for even better pins, hopefully. So a lot of activity that's been happening around here, but we've just been chilling throughout the summer. And I will be right back. I'm going to try to fiddle around with my iPad again to see why I can't get to this chat. And I'm also going to see if I can connect my headphones one more time. And for anybody that's wondering, my wife, she is just doing her daily rounds around the animal kingdom. We've been notoriously been good at going to 2 parks per day. So I think that for now, when we do a live stream, I'll just be parking in whatever park that she wants to penetrate at. So you might be seeing 2 live streams back to back, give or take an hour or so. Right now, like as you can see, we're Animal Kingdom, Countdown to Extinction. I'm actually surprised that they didn't put some of the old Countdown to Extinction props out, since we only have 150 days or so until the attraction closes down for Indiana Jones and the updates to the Tropical Americas. All right. All right, just sit tight, enjoy the ambiance. I'll be with you guys in just a moment. Let's see who gets back first. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Hold on. Oh. All right, real quick, kind of sitting down here on the ground. Let me know if you guys can hear me from right there.
Right. And
I actually do think I pulled up the chat. It's actually a good question too because it's a question that you cannot look up. All right, so as of right now, I do have the chat. The chat is, I figured out how to get to the chat. Oh. The headphones are not working with me, but I'll figure that another time. So I will go back to the chat here and there, off and on. I know it's early, so there's probably not a lot of people that's up watching our channel right now. Even though I do see Chrissy in the chat, I did see that chat going on. So happy to see some people up and at 'em this early in the morning. I know some of our California people probably won't be around for this particular stream. They usually don't get up and around till about 11 o'clock our time. I think we'll be heading towards our second park at that time. Like I said, for the time being right now, we will be doing 2 parks a day. So expect 2 streams a day for me. Both of them very close together. Probably maybe an hour break in between. So make sure you set those bell notifications. We'll try to keep this going. I want to still do it 2 days a week. I want to gear up for Mondays and Fridays, but you never know. That could change up depending on current situations. I actually, because obviously Monday was a holiday, so the kids were out of school, did not do a stream then, but we were all like recovering from something over the past weekend, so it's kind of good that we didn't go out for the weekend. I did want to do a stream on Tuesday. I was actually going to make an announcement on our Facebook page. It's a good thing I didn't, because I didn't go anywhere Tuesday because Calypso was still feeling under the weather. So she missed another day of school. And of course, Wednesday is a short day. Kids get out early. I just figured I'll just relax a little bit and do some household stuff. We got a pool situation that is very hard to keep up with. Let's just say it's we're working against an old pool system, so trying to keep that clean can be very difficult, especially when all the rain happens. Thursday was a rest day, obviously because Jenny actively penetrates so much, and we have done so much over the past month. So Thursday was a rest day, and then we're back here on Friday, which is a little bit a little relieving considering the fact that I didn't do a Friday live stream back in May when I planned on it. But life finds a way. Also, I was just looking back at this live stream. Can anybody tell me, do I have a lisp? I really feel as if rewatching some of, just going back just earlier in the video when I was talking about the California trip, I feel as if my tongue is getting in the way of my teeth. It's not that big of a deal. It's just that, have I always had this? Or is it just because of the way that I was positioning myself? I don't know how far away I can be from the camera to be able to pick up my voice. I do plan on getting some sort of a microphone system so that, because like right now, we have the camera placed on a little cement block facing the dinosaur attraction. I'm actually sitting on a little curb next to it. It's not that it's far, it's just that I don't know how strong it picks up on my voice. And in case if you don't hear this off to my left, nothing's changed. It wouldn't be a streaming without the screaming. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to be back into the live stream mix. Like I said, I'm going to fiddle around with some of this equipment. I'm actually planning on hoping to maybe getting maybe more plug-in equipment. Because like I said, I have an iPad. I could probably just get like some basic headphones that just plug right on in. I'm using Bluetooth, these Bluetooth speakers that I've had for few years now. They're good, but one of the earbuds doesn't work. And the other earbud has always been connected to this phone. Excuse me. I managed to connect it to the iPad just the other night. I even tested it last night. And now for some reason, in my ear, it says that it's pairing. But then I go to click on it on my iPad and it says disconnected, unable to connect, and then it just asks me to forget this device. And now I won't find it again. That's why I keep taking breaks in between to see if I can figure out while I'm just sitting here. You know, try to be a little independent as much as I can. I try to just have it to be where all my wife has to do is take a lovely thumbnail, position the camera where it needs to be, and I'll just chat away. And like I said, once I get back into the chat, that's why I need the headphones too, because I can have the device read back to me the chat without it being played in the background. So that way it's just playing into my ear, and then I can just respond to all the chats that need be. But of course, when we plan on doing something, everything goes wrong. Hey, how you doing? This better be my wife.
Hey, how you doing?
So I got the chat to come back up.
Could you read it?
I got it. Well, there was only 4, so I saw those chats.
Wait, did you see Chris? You know Chrissy's here?
Yes.
Okay, did you see Chrissy's trivia?
Yes.
Did you already see the answer?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you put the answer in there? Well, so
she put the answer in there. You haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I haven't. Okay.
Okay. Do you know the question?
Who is Dory's parents?
Yes.
And I have no idea.
Yes, you do. I told you one time.
I don't
remember. Sylvia told me, and then I told you. Think about it.
What's the first name?
Well, that's the question.
No, man, but there's 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Well, give me one parent's name.
Charles.
And Jenny?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, I told you that. That was such a good question, though.
Huh.
Good job, Chrissy.
Oh yeah, I asked a question too. I don't know if anybody's. So what happened was when I first got into the YouTube.
The YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube. Hey, someone said the Instagram the other day.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine when you're
so,
old.
When I brought up the chat, it told me that there were 4 messages in the chat.
Okay.
But it wanted me to sign in to get to the chat.
Okay.
Well, then I couldn't sign in because I don't know your password to that.
Oh.
Well, it's fine though, because then I fiddled around with it. Well, then it brings up the chat. So it brings up Chrissy's welcome back comment.
Mine to her. Oh, hers?
Well,
okay,
hers,
yeah.
And then, because
Yes.
she said she had the trivia question that she's been
Yes.
holding on to.
Yes.
Then you responded, and
Yes.
then the last message I saw was me having technical issues.
Yes.
So I don't know when
Okay.
that came into play. But then I also realized that the video didn't stop, but it paused on the iPad. So then I don't know if the chat has to keep up. I tried to fast forward, but
Okay, did you give them a trivia question, the villain with a change of heart?
yes.
Okay, she said, ooh, a villain with a change of heart, that's a tough one.
Yes.
She
Remind me
said
if you
I
can.
haven't detected a lisp. Do you have a lisp?
Well, so I was replaying it. I was talking about our California trip.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it sounded like I was talking like this. And I'm
You
like,
have a lisp.
why did I turn into Mike Tyson?
I
while
know.
I'm talking
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yeah, she said when I heard that, I was like, no way. I know, me too. What are the odds? We're Dory's parents. Are you uncomfortable right here?
No.
No?
Well, okay, this is the other thing too. Here, step back a little bit.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure. I was down here
Yeah.
and I was talking, but I wasn't sure if it was coming in clearly.
Yeah, every time I heard you talk.
Even
every time. I think so. I think I can hear you.
Is this current now? Oh, it's a little bit,
okay.
little
So yeah,
behind.
just a little bit of lag. Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, so then like this is the story of our life.
Story of my life.
Last night,
Everything that can go wrong will.
yes, last night I got on the iPad.
Yeah.
I made sure the headphones were connected to the iPad.
Yeah.
Now, when I turn the headphones on, it says pairing,
Okay.
but my iPad can't detect it. And then it says disconnected from the earbuds, and then my only option is to forget these earbuds. So that it takes it off altogether, and now I can't find them anymore. So
Well,
I'll play around with
Do
that.
I know how to help you with that?
It's easy, but not.
Is it have anything to do with Bluetooth? Do you have?
Yeah, it's basically like, because I don't know if these headphones, there's no button actually to press in the headphones.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if they're on or off or not.
I think it was on. I had a blue light when I left you earlier.
Okay, so that's when, but it was like it wasn't connected to the iPad. That was my problem there. Now, I don't even know if it's on. I know it's charged. But I'll figure that out later. Are you already done? Are you going another round?
I'll go another round. I need to shoot some more videos from TikTok anyway.
Oh, look.
Oh no, back up. Wait, where can you see standings?
Yeah, there's a blue light.
Okay. So yeah, it makes a beeping noise, but it's like.
Can we do it?
this is still on?
No. I don't think so. I don't see the light now.
Well, I don't know where the button is. There's no on button, right?
No. No. How do you turn them on and off then?
That's what I never knew. I could just probably get some basic headphones next time. 'Cause
Okay.
This has a headphone jack.
Oh, okay.
I just, like I said, that sucks because I took the time
I know.
to get it all set up.
That is how it goes for us every time. Okay, do you want to keep going while I do another lap?
You mean holding it while we walk? Or
well,
me staying here?
I meant you staying here, but you can go if you want to do a lap.
I can stay right here.
All right. Are you just shooting the bull?
Yeah, it's not in the sun, is it?
Not too much.
Okay.
That's funny.
What was that?
I'm assuming a lizard.
Just trying to get to the end of the stream
Oh, okay.
because I'm wondering if that's why the chat isn't coming in. Have I already been streaming for an hour?
Huh?
Have I already been streaming for an hour?
I don't know. Where does it tell me?
Oh, I got to the chat now.
Oh, okay. I don't know how long you've been. Yeah, it's been, I know it's been just over an hour.
Okay. Oh, okay. So real quick,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, not you.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Oh, 76 minutes, she says. Thank you, Chrissy.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, I'll catch up with the chat a little bit until we actually figure this out. So I'll come back to it a little bit later. I want to give the answer to the villain's question.
Oh, yes, do.
So the
Wait,
villain. Oh,
wait, do you want to...
I didn't know if
Hold on. Wait.
anybody put it in the
The
chat?
villain change of heart. That's a tough one. Okay, Chrissy, do you have a guess before we tell you? I don't want her to be like, wait, I didn't want you to tell me.
yeah, go ahead, just throw out any guesses.
It was a super hard one.
It's super hard until you hear the answer, and then you'll
Then you're like,
be like, oh.
no idea. I'm so bad at these things. Oh, me too.
Well, because then I'm thinking like the way the question came to,
Yeah.
it's like if you consider this person a villain, yes, but at the same time it's like a play on the question as well. So the answer to the question, the villain that had a change of heart, is the huntsman from Snow White, because initially he was sent to kill Snow White, but he ultimately didn't want to, So then, and then of course the play on words is the change of heart because he presented the evil queen with the heart of a pig instead of the heart of Snow White.
So he had a change of heart twice.
Yes. So he had to change of heart because he didn't want to kill Snow White,
Yeah.
and then he also changed the heart.
Physically had a change of heart, yeah. So it was a really, really good
Yeah.
question.
And the cast member kind of like the way he asked the question, he didn't realize the twist that he put in the question.
She said, yeah, I would have never gotten that. I haven't seen that in a really long time. Same, though.
I got
See,
it.
I'll tell you, you're really good at trivia. That doesn't count. I wish you would have been with me a while ago. Manny gave me a couple of good questions.
Uh-huh.
Name 2 of the parades that used to be here in this park.
Ooh, I don't remember the names of them at
Yeah,
all.
me neither. I stood there and I was like, I remember the parades. I've seen them, loved them, but couldn't remember the name. Oh my God, I don't even know if I can remember it now.
I remember Baloo fell at one of them.
Oh, it was Mickey's Jammin' Jungle Parade.
Okay.
Is that right?
That sounds like that would be
Okay,
something
that
funny
might be
that they
it.
would put in there.
Does the floating one count?
That's what I didn't know. I didn't know the flotillas.
No. What he wanted was the parade that was even before that one. And I said, well, it was the one for when the park first opened. And I said, I don't even think that I would have seen that
Yeah.
one. And I think he told me, but I don't remember.
And when the park first opened, we were usually out of this park by 9 a.m.
Yeah. What was his other question? His other question was hard too.
Uh-huh.
I told him I'm gonna go find my husband, because he was like, "Hey, you want another one?" I said, "No, I'm done with your hard trivia. I'm done with it."
It's more like a learning experience too, because there's been a couple questions I've been like, I don't know, except for that one. She gave us a question, didn't give us the answer.
Who was it? Not Bobby, right?
No, she was the lady at Magic Kingdom, over there at Frontierland.
Oh.
She was over there
the
by
lady with the hard trivia?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
and she
she's
didn't
good.
give us the answer though. She didn't give us the answer. And I'm like, well, hey, I need to know the answer.
Yeah, she's really, really good with trivia. I wish I could remember Manny's other question. I can't remember it. And I always say, okay, I'm taking this question home to my husband to ask him, and then I always forget.
You forget that.
Yeah. I either forget to ask or I forget the answer.
You should have them write it down. You should,
I should.
They should get to the point where they're just writing the questions down. Like, here, give them this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll come back with the answer.
Yeah. Sometimes those questions make you feel like you know nothing about Disney, though sometimes I get on a roll and I feel like I can answer anything. Yeah, I mean, that's 100% true. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I literally said, wow, I'm really bad at trivia.
Now, we did some trivia at Disneyland, which I don't know. I know stuff about Disneyland, but like one of the questions was like you have to know Disneyland to know that. I can't even remember what the question was. I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna know that.
See, now I have a little bit of confidence in my Disneyland trivia, just because I did so much reading, depending on what the topic is.
It's like if it was like the history of Disneyland is one thing, but if they're talking about like, oh, name the attraction that used to be here, it's like, oh man, I don't know.
Yeah. Did I? Oh, this was Manny's other question. I can't believe I'm going to say this because I couldn't think of the name of it. I did know the answer, I just couldn't think of it. Splash Mountain was based off what movie?
Song of the South.
Yes, but I was like, oh my god, I'm so bad at trivia.
Oh. Well, do you know why it was called?
I knew the answer.
Do you know why it's called Splash Mountain?
Listen, I'm done with your trivia.
Hey, I'm just saying. Let's see, Chrissy or anybody in the chat? Does anybody know why Michael Eisner?
Yes, Chrissy, she had it right, Song of the South. I know, I just couldn't think of it.
But why
I even remember reading, like, in all the books I've read about Walt, like, I remember reading that part of the book. I knew the answer. Okay, go ahead. What?
But the reason why they chose Splash Mountain was to give it a little bit of an endorsement because the movie Splash was coming out that same year with Daryl Hannah. Yes.
Okay. Wow, that was the same time?
Yes.
That does not even seem like it would be the same time.
So it's like they wanted to promote the movie by naming an attraction that had nothing to do with the movie.
Brilliant.
So there you go.
Do you think that Disney wanted to promote Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, and that's why they named her parents?
No, see what happened was they wanted to basically endorse This Time Daily
Okay.
by naming Dory's parents.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I didn't. I
That's
didn't hear
literally.
you. I didn't. I thought you said were they endorsing Dory by naming?
Were they
her-
endorsing our channel by
Oh, I didn't
naming
hear
her
you say that.
parents? That's what I meant to say.
So it's like when did Dory come out? That was like well before we were streaming. So they knew
I
it.
mean,
They
they knew ahead of
they
time.
knew in advance. Well,
Disney knows everything.
yeah. They probably know that I'm probably about to badmouth them here in a few minutes
Yeah.
anyway. No, I wouldn't say it's not bad mouthing. It is constructive criticism from a cast member / guest perspective.
Yeah. They don't care about your opinion. I just want you to know.
They should.
Oh, wait, I missed Chrissy's. Oh, just booked our. I just spit all over myself. That's fine. Just booked our first trip to Disneyland for this November.
Oh yes, I was just saying.
Oh.
I was just saying if you
Okay.
haven't been to Disneyland or if you love Disney, got to go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
November 2. That is a
Oh my God. We
Great time.
actually were pricing out the first week of November.
yeah.
She said we live in Horizon West, so we are all about the world. Time to see where it all started. Oh my God, yeah,
Yes.
you're going to just
It
literally
will
die.
not disappoint.
No.
Like I said, like there's nothing you can recommend. My recommendation is do everything. Everything that you can, do it all.
And you can do it because
Yeah.
it's so chill over there.
And
oh
di-
my God.
and
You're
the
gonna have
parks,
best time.
the parks are right across the road.
Yeah.
No monorail or nothing. You just
I'm
walk across the way.
so excited for you. Booked at the Candy Cane Inn. Yes, that is a very
Oh yes,
popular one.
walking distance. It is right
Yeah.
there on the corner.
Mhm.
You're right on the
That's a good
same
one.
side of the street as Disneyland, so no problems there.
Yeah, good for you. That's so exciting. I can't wait to hear all about it.
You'll be if you get there. Well, it depends on when. Because when we went there. The Halloween party had just ended, and then they were setting up for Christmas right after that. So we had a
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
transition
that was a
there.
great time. Yeah, we did. Okay, I have to go back out.
Okay.
All right, so you got it? You gonna
Yep.
talk your ear off?
Yep. I will try to get back to the chat, but yeah, should be good.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. Then. All right. So, while she goes on her second lap, I'm going to stand up for this one, just so I can make sure that I'm heard. I'm also very paranoid because even though I know the camera's in a secure spot, I just have these weird thoughts of the camera falling or someone being sneaky and trying to take the camera while I'm not, well, I would say watching, but I can't watch anything. Okay, so for anybody that doesn't follow all the drama that's going on, I will talk when we get to our next park, maybe later today. I'll start talking about the stuff that everyone has an opinion on, like where Disney's going in the direction with all these new things. And I'm kind of like, I'm fine with everything because I've been around Disney long enough. They've already taken a lot of things that I've loved and cherished. So at this point, I'm kind of numb about changes now. I do like some of the changes because I'm at that point now. It's like it's good to see some changes as long as they're not getting rid of something historical. Like, don't ever say one day that Pirates of the Caribbean is going to close down. That will be the end of my relationship with Disney at that point. But one of the big things that my wife brought to my attention is apparently on, I believe, TikTok. Official Disney TikTok, I think, released a video, I guess, montage of various things that go on backstage. I don't want to go into detail of it really so much for the sake of anybody who just wants to keep that magic preserved, but it was showing like princesses getting prepared for their roles and things like that. Just a lot of stuff that, no one should have been seeing if they weren't a cast member at some point in time. And I know it's kind of silly to keep it a secret, but at the same time, that's kind of what makes this whole theme park magical, is not to see that reality of it. And so Disney's official video was showing a lot of that backstage aspect. And if you know cast members, or if you've been cast member, you know that Disney has always been about their backstage. It has been a sworn to secrecy deal when you start your job at Disney. And for them to do that was kind of like, people get in trouble for being on their phone in backstage areas. And you're showing the most, I mean, to me, it's a heinous act. It's like you're just desecrating on everything that you valued at some point in time for the sake of this video. And I don't even know what the message behind the video is supposed to be. So then in turn, because of that, all the cast members, I would assume former cast members at this point, they're now posting all of their backstage videos, photos, things like that. And when I tell you, my wife told me of a few of the videos, and then I go onto YouTube and I find a whole slew. People showing, and obviously I can't see the video, but I can kind of get a feeling of what they're talking about. Showing backstage areas of rides, backstage. There was one, my wife told me there was a video of the warehouse where they house all of the great movie ride pieces. And again, I don't know how old the videos are per se, but at the same time, it's just like, I hate the fact that Disney showed off something backstage. And then I don't know how I feel about cast members also doing it as a way of saying, hey, at one point in time, people would lose their jobs for this, and now you're doing that. So now here's what we're going to show you. And there's been videos out there that have showed things that, again, I can't even express how upsetting it is by the descriptions between like certain things you're not supposed to see backstage. I wish I could say it, but I don't want to. But just, like characters backstage in the ways you're not supposed to see them, in a sense. I mean, nothing like, nothing criminal. It's not like they're walking around doing indecent things. It's just, like a princess that's preparing to go out on stage, so she doesn't have her gown on just yet. She's wearing the garment that she can wear backstage, so that she doesn't have to wear the dress every day. It's just things like that. But now the cast members are doing it, and it's like they're being malicious, or former cast members, I hope, and like they're just being malicious with it. And it's like, at the same time, I understand their grievance, but at the same time, it's more like, can we go beyond the trivial act of what they're doing and just, preserve the integrity of what this place has been for the past 50 plus years at this point in time? I already have my arguments about the way the business practices are going now. I've been saying for a very long time, I personally feel as if Disney is, I'm gonna have to cover up this man's language because he is really, really mad, in case you didn't hear it off to the right. But I've said for quite a while, I personally think that the Disney brand, the Disney family should just be very upset in the direction as to where their channel is going. And that's the other thing too. I tried to block over what this gentleman was just doing on his phone. It's like, I love being here and I love everything about this place, but over the past, I would say 8 or 9 years, especially in the last 5, this place has just turned into, as Fast Pass and I would joke, it's like it's turned into Six Flags. Like, I was trying to talk over the gentleman, lots of swear words, lots of F-bombs, just so mad. And it's just like, this isn't the place for that. If that phone call is going to be that damaging to your emotional state, don't take the phone call. Especially don't take the phone call at Disney World. Yeah, that one, that kind of makes me feel a certain way. I mean, I understand, people lose their temper, people lose their cool, but I mean, I'm talking about, like, as vocal as he was and the verbiage that he was using, that was just uncalled for. I mean, I look at it as, just like I have my camera here. Again, I don't know my surroundings right now, but like, there's kids in this area that don't need to be hearing that tirade. And it's just that it's almost as if that's the people that are, like, a lot of us are coming to the park and we still enjoy the park. We still love everything about the park. But now it's like everybody who just thinks it's just hip and cool to come to Disney is just doing it. And that's what's kind of upsetting. Because then, like I said, then it gets into the business side. Like, I feel as if now there's so many people that work for this company, And the only reason they work for this company is because they like the fact that they could put Walt Disney World on their resume, but they don't. It's like they don't have a connection. They don't have an attachment to it. There's no sentimental value the way that I have it. And so like when and I'll talk about some of these things with some of the future projects that they plan on doing. And I'll say this too, like the one that really kind of makes me feel a little, I don't know, weirded out is this obsession with putting a Walt Disney animatronic inside the theme parks. Now, from the outside, I would say, oh, that's great, because Walt Disney was such a big part of, obviously, the company. Of course, honor him that way. But then the first time they mentioned it out in Disneyland, they were going to have the Walt Disney statue, or the Walt Disney animatronic that takes over for the Lincoln animatronic for the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln show. And again, like I said, at first, that sounded like a great idea. Couldn't wait. But then I heard the Walt Disney family had an issue with it. And apparently they did not want any type of representation as far as animatronic goes for Walt Disney. So at that point, it's like, for me, I was just like, okay, well then they need to honor that because that's what the family wants. If it wasn't for the family, this place would be what it is. And then the corporation part said, no, we're going to do it anyway. And that just unsettles me. It's like, I don't know if it's like an ethical thing or whatever you want to call it, but it's like, to me, that was just a bad deal. And then to find out that the animatronic has been having issues. Now, I don't know what type of issues, but again, this is one of those things where it's like, if you've ever seen an animatronic spaz out on an attraction, now you take that and you put it into the fact of, do you really want to see Walt Disney spazzing out on stage? Like, no. And so then that leads me to my mixed feelings on the Carousel of Progress. If you didn't know or didn't hear, they are potentially adding a Walt Disney animatronic to the Carousel of Progress. And again, like I said, I love that because of how important the Carousel of Progress was to Walt Disney and vice versa. But, are we ready to see an animatronic of Walt Disney in that attraction, even though the family has kind of said we don't want that there? I don't know. Just me and my ongoing rants, because like I said, over this past summer, there's been a lot of things that I've heard about theme parks in general. I have opinions on them. It's not that it's just that there's so much to unwrap when they talk about certain things. It's like I'm all aboard on some things, but then other things I'm just like, is that really necessary? Do we have to do that? But as far as the, like I said, as far as the TikTok controversy, with Disney releasing a video that shows backstage integrity and then cast members retaliating at the same time, it's just like, now it's like we're purposely just destroying the magic. And add on to that too, when I was young and I used to come here, it was literally an escape. Like, you would go to Disney World and you would forget that you were in Florida. You would forget that you're in Kissimmee/Orlando, Orange County, wherever that is. But now it's like we come to these parks and it's kind of disturbing how we'll be at Hollywood Studios or we'll be at Epcot, and yet I can hear like fire trucks, loud vehicles on the interstates. It's like I can hear too much of the real world in a place that used to take me away from the real world. And I know that's trivial, but it's kind of like, it's like I can now see why so many people have so many attitudes when they come to the park now. I mean, one, it's super expensive to come to the parks. Way more, I would say that it's gotten more expensive in the last, let's see, I started with the company in 2013. It's probably gotten more expensive in the last 12 years to come to the parks than it did for the previous 30 years before that. Because I remember when I got an annual pass to Disney back in 2012, before I worked for the company, the annual pass was the down payment was 1-day base ticket for the Magic Kingdom. And I'll never forget, my annual pass with tax, down payment was $95. Now that's laughable. I think that now the cheapest ticket to the Magic Kingdom is like, I think 130, 140. But the fact that, like I said, like you're talking about back in 2001 when I went to Disney, the ticket was I think around $65-$70. So it's such a drastic change because like it took 30 years to go from what I think admission when the park opened in 1971 was like $3. So it took like 30 years to go from $3 to $80, $85. And now here we are in the last 12. We went from $85 to now I think the highest price ticket is $189 on a peak day, closing in on $200. And then, like I said, it's like it's bringing in a different breed of people, like people who aren't here. People aren't here as Disney fans. They're just here because, it's a status symbol at this point. It's another reason why too. I know it's kind of hypocritical because here I am with the camera, live streaming in the park. But it's just like now, especially over the past, I would say 6 or 7 years. Sorry, just catching up with the chat as much as I can. Hopefully I'm coming in clearly. I'm sitting down now. We'll be sitting here for just a little bit longer while Jenny does her next round at Animal Kingdom, and then I don't know where we're gonna go next. It's been a while since I've been to Magic Kingdom. It'd be nice to go over there if we have time. If not, no big deal. We live here, so. I have not yet been to the new Beacon Barrel. I again have my reservations on that because I firmly was against alcohol being served in the Magic Kingdom. With that little bit of preservation I had left. I do like the fact that they utilize space for something different. I just don't know if I was okay with the alcohol. And I also am probably not okay with the fact that they put it where they put it rather than using Tortuga's Tavern. Big and bulky. So back to the Candy Cane Inn. Sorry, I was deep in thought and I forgot to even say more about that. So I think we looked at the Candy Cane Inn our first trip to Disneyland back in 2016. And it's a great location because it's literally on the other side of the walls of California Adventure. So you are within walking distance without having to cross any major roads. That's a big benefit too. At one time, I think they did also, because they were a good neighbor hotel, I think they also, for a moment in time, were allowed to, guests were allowed to go in early for that park, for that resort as well. But they may have changed that since then, since there's so many resorts now that have probably been brought into the Good Neighbor program. And if I remember correctly, it's right on the corner of Disneyland's property. So you got a nice shopping plaza across the street from there. When we went there, when we last was in that area, there was a California Pizza Kitchen and a couple of nice restaurants. I know there's an In-N-Out Burger From what we were told, there's an In-N-Out Burger about a mile down the road from that very area. So it's a great location. Like I said, walking distance is a perk, especially for people like us with me not driving, just being able to take an Uber straight there and then having no issues with anything else from that point on. And I will dabble into more of the news and things like that are going on, because like I said, this entire summer I just got caught up with. There was just so many things that I just wanted to pop in on a live stream and say, but it's just been so on and off again hectic. I wasn't even paying attention to the Facebook page. I really meant to get right into the Facebook page, at least having a lot more communication in that. I meant to look into this Discord because I actually saw that it was an app that I could have downloaded. But it was just, it escapes my mind, and then I forget about it, and then we end up doing something else, and then I don't even think about it. And then I'm pretty sure we'll probably catch up with the chat a little bit later. I will say though, with Disneyland, I mean, there are so many things to recommend. There are things that I would recommend, and it's things that we haven't even done. That's what makes it so crazy. Like, I feel as if we've only been to Disneyland collectively 3 times, but I think in those 3 times, we've walked into a Disney park at least a dozen or more. I mean, I'm talking about, like, we've gone, I think the first time we went for, like, I want to say it was like 10 days. The next time we went was 8 days. And then this recent time was, I want to say it was a full week. And when I say we walked into a Disney park every day, that is not a lie. We walked into a Disney park every day during those California trips and still have not accomplished all the things that we keep wanting to do. I've been making it a point to want to get to the Blue Bayou restaurant, which is the restaurant that sits inside of Pirates of the Caribbean. Very similar to the St. Angel Inn. I know I'm mispronouncing that, but the restaurant that's located inside the Mexico Pavilion here at Epcot. Very similar. Themed towards, the Bayou. That's been one of the restaurants I've been wanting to do, but I hear so many different opinions on it. I just got kind of nervous because of it will be a pretty hefty price tag, especially for the 4 of us. But yeah, I cannot. There is not a single thing in Disneyland that I could not say you should miss. Everything you must do. We even got experience because we went to California Adventure, and this is probably a series of rides that I probably would have avoided any other time. They were the old school type of rides, like the swings. And then there was one ride called the Golden Zephyr, which is very similar to the swings, but you're in like a spaceship type of vehicle. And it basically just turns in circles while, you just kind of move along with the motion. And our kids loved it. And it was kind of weird that I enjoyed it that much because my kids enjoyed it so much more. And it was a very basic ride. I would say the only thing that probably should be skipped, and I know if anybody who's been to Disneyland, they'll probably agree with me on this, Goofy's Flight School, I think is what it's called. It's in the very back corner, I think, of California Adventure, right next to Toy Story, Midway Mania. The only reason I would say skip it is if you remember here in Animal Kingdom, we had a ride called Primeval Whirl, which to most people should have had a chiropractor located at the exit. That should have been the gift shop. The gift shop should have been a chiropractor's office. That's exactly what Goofy's Flight School is. It's the same thing without the spinning. If you've ever been to the fair, any state fair that has what they call the Wild Mouse coasters, that is exactly what that is. But like when you turn these corners, there's no embankment. It's just a straight turn. So it's like, if you've ever wanted to know what it feels like to have your back snapped and have whiplash, Goofy's Flight School, that's where it's at. And like I said, I have been a huge fan of the Indiana Jones ride over there at Disneyland. I am ecstatic that they're bringing it here. I'm actually ecstatic because obviously I think there's going to be obviously some changes done to it so that it's not an exact replica. I would imagine that because it's going to be set in the tropical Americas, that they're going to probably take some sort of maybe like a Mayan temple approach with maybe some South American, folklore to add into the story. That's exciting. I'm getting excited just with my imagination process of it. I'm just hoping that the Imagineers will do it the right way. I don't know how much of this, the foreground that we're seeing, but I would imagine that the facade obviously would be changing. I would imagine they'll be adding a lot more shrubbery. If you know the dinosaur attraction, the queue line isn't huge. As far as the initial queue line, I think there's actually extended queue space outside the building just before you go inside. Very rarely have I ever seen that, so don't quote me on that. I think I've heard or someone had a picture of the side of the building that has a lot of switchbacks, as we call them. But I could actually see them taking this entire front of the space here and utilizing that for the queue. So I could definitely see them getting rid of the fountain, obviously getting rid of the iguanodon, and then just putting like I'm imagining it being like how do you say, like an archaeologist dig site out in the desert, out in like a isolated area, maybe like tents and like equipment, things like that. And this outside space, there's an abundance of space, so you definitely could have a very extensive queue before you actually get inside to the temple itself. And then I think the temple, the inside building where like the dinosaur displays are, I would imagine that will be probably just be busted open, big open space just to make it look like a Mayan temple on the inside. I would imagine they'll be getting rid of the pre-show. And I would definitely use my imagination as to how they'll do the loading platforms after that too. But I think the best part about my condition is that I can have an anticipation of what things will look like, and I'll never know if it actually looks like that. So I can't be disappointed. And then, of course, I have not even talked about the Encanto expansion, because that was pretty much, people talked about that a lot because they started closing down that area, Chester and Hester's Downorama. I think, when did that close down? That closed down, was that late last year? I would say so. I'd say probably about June or July, it was like definitively going away. But I'm actually excited for that because of the differences that they can make this area and that area, even though it still represents the tropical Central America and South America. It's like the night and day, where over here we're in the jungle, and then just on the other side of the road you could be like in a nice little Colombian village or something like that. Because that's going to house the Encanto attraction, which I'm pretty sure my daughter will be excited about, because she actually loves that movie. I've actually never taken the time, in all my years of coming to Disney, I've never taken the time to just sit in the Dinoland area, or I should say the dinosaur area. It's only been recently, coming to the parks, that I've been really, really liking the soundtrack that plays in the background. I don't know if it's coming in very clear. I know there's a speaker literally right behind me, but it only comes on for the effect. Like I want to say it's like a dinosaur effect, like as if a dinosaur is stepping behind us. And then, of course, I don't even know if this is going to be copywritten or not. Oh, well. Learning experience, especially because in about, like I said, about 150 days, this place will be no more. Hence the name, Countdown to Extinction, which, of course, if you didn't know, that was the original name of this attraction. When this park opened up in 1998, it was called Countdown to Extinction because the movie Dinosaur was not released yet. I don't think that movie actually got released till the year 2000. And if you know Disneyland's history, this attraction and It's Tough to Be a Bug, they were actually the two attractions that debuted before the movie actually came out. And pretty soon, they will be no more. I'm just going to make sure that everything is straight and narrow here. Excuse me if you see my hands in the way of the camera. Just making sure that it's good to go. Of all the equipment that actually works, the camera and the gimbal is actually behaving now that I've said that. But my headphones, and it's not, the iPad isn't an issue. It is kind of bulky to have a tablet as well. But I think it's just because Bluetooth, it's a new, the Bluetooth headphones I have was originally, I had plugged into or assigned to this phone. So when I switched it to the iPad, I even made sure that it was synced up and everything, listened to a video and everything. But no, now it's time to put it in the real world. Doesn't want to do it right. I do plan on, though, upgrading. I do want to take the page, or the channel, I do want to take the channel a little bit more seriously in the next, well, actually for the next year or so while the kids are in school. I do have a goal, and I like having to set that goal. The last time I set a goal was, I believe it was, I want to say it was 2023. I had a goal to get 1,000, up to 1,000 subscribers. I think we had just reached just over 500 back in 2023. I think we just got over 500 subscribers. And I said by 2024, I wanted to have 1,000. And we did reach that. It was actually in 2024. I think it was like in January. I think we got 1,000. And then by February or March, once we officially got monetized, we hit, I think, 1,100, which I think is where we're still at today. I have been so isolated from YouTube that I haven't even checked our stats. I know they're abysmal at this point in time. But yeah, so right now, I don't want to get too far-fetched, but I'll say by the time the kids get out of school next May, I would love to be at 1,500. Now, if I can get more than that, that'll be even better. Like I said, the more exposure I can have, the better. I do eventually, like I understand, it's probably not going to be the best type of vlogging experience because a lot of it will just be me sitting in a spot, taking in the ambiance. Something that I feel as if a lot of people don't do. I mean, everybody's vlogging, everybody's live streaming, everyone's getting on the same rides. Like I could tell you, if I'm gonna click on someone's live stream, guarantee I could tell you at least one of the 3 rides that they will be live streaming on, depending on the park. And I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. I just like to sit and chat and talk Disney and make fun of things and have real conversation. Listening, like I said, like, do you hear this music? And I know it's probably from the film, but, you know, it's like the musical score on this is very, you know, adventurous. And it's just something that I don't think many people are even taking advantage of, just sitting down and just enjoying it. It's like, oh, we got a lighting lane for this ride. Let's hurry up and do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, also with the news with Tropical America's taking over, I didn't hear an official date on this. I assume it's also going to be in February, because like I said, I think the archaeologist dig site, the kids playground area, I believe that did close. I could be mistaken on that, but I do think it is completely closed off as they prepare to change things around. Restaurantosaurus, I believe, will be closing as well as part of the reimagining. But that means that the basic food of hamburgers and chicken tenders will be moving over to Africa, the Harambe market, which will be accepting those food choices. Nothing says African cuisine like hamburgers and chicken tenders. But I don't think we'll be disappointed because, like I said, Disney did a fantastic job with Pandora, especially for people who never got to experience Camp Mini Mickey. Just knowing what that area used to be and seeing what it is now, it's amazing. Even though it is a lot of foliage and a lot of decoration, it's still just such an immersive experience. And I feel as if theme parks are just getting so intense with putting people inside the world that they're trying to create. I'm gonna fiddle around with this for a little bit. If you're inside the chat, just go ahead and chat away. We will catch up with that chat in just a few. If I don't figure it out on here how to get back to it quickly with my headphones, me and my wife will definitely circle back with it.
Wow.
All right, so there's some success. At least the chat, um, even though my video is behind, the chat's still kind of present. Yes, going back to that Candy Cane Inn, I would say yeah, that's pretty accurate. Seven minute walk. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And that 7 minute walk will be great too, because like I said, if you don't want to break the bank eating at Disney all the time, there is, I can't remember the name of the complex. It's like a mall just across the road, maybe about 5 minutes. What's the name of that street? Catella, I think is the name of the street, because the Candy Cane is on the corner of Catella and Harbor. And then yeah, Catella is where there was, like, when we last went, there was a California Pizza Kitchen. There was a couple other restaurants inside that shopping complex, and I believe that shopping complex was fairly new when we were there. The only thing that was open at the time was a Johnny Rockets, but I think, and there was a movie theater over there as well. But I would imagine they've definitely expanded on that area a little bit more, especially with its increased popularity that Disneyland has had. And like I said, I can only endorse In-N-Out so much. There's an In-N-Out, I believe, from what we were told by FastPass, there's an In-N-Out about 1.5 miles from Disneyland on that side. Plus, you've also got like Denny's, and there's a McDonald's right there across from Disneyland as well. So plenty of food options if you don't want to eat inside the park every day. And then, of course, there's Downtown Disney, which has expanded quite a bit since we last went. Lots of restaurants. It was interesting. It's been interesting to see Disney now become more of like a hot spot for the evening scene, whereas before it was a place that you went because you're on vacation. Like, you said Disney, you go to Disney, you go to Downtown Disney, Disney Springs, whatever you want to call it. Now it seems as if with so many people that's moved down here in Florida especially, it is amazing to be a cast member to this extent, but at the same time it is very frustrating because like my current situation is I am very limited, obviously, in what I can and cannot do. So like I could do anything that doesn't involve me actually having to like move around, but there's lots of stationary jobs here in Walt Disney World. The problem is the way that the structure of the business is. In order for me to be placed in an area, I have to be comfortable doing all functions of the job, not just one part of it. So because they lump the common, easier jobs into a work location that I can't do, it kind of disqualifies me from being in so many places. Like one of the things that I've been pleading with since 2019 is to let me park strollers, because when we first started working for the company, you could literally pick up a shift and just park strollers for whatever hours was available. Well, since that time, that's no longer a thing. So like if I was to, for instance, we're standing over here in front of Dinosaur. In order to park strollers at Dinosaur, I have to learn the entire Dinosaur attraction. Which obviously you can tell that would not be something that I'd be able to do. If you know what it takes to be a cast member, you have to be trained to do all things, like opening the ride, closing the ride, walking the ride, knowing how to do evacuations, all that stuff. So then that limits me, because obviously, yes, you could teach me how to do those things. I could tell you how to operate Pirates of the Caribbean all day long, but I wouldn't physically be able to do any of the actions. So then that excludes me from being able to say, hey, I could park strollers at Pirates. But then it's also frustrating because at the same time, there's been so many cast members that we've seen and so many people that have even told us, yeah, they could do anything. They could put me in merchandise and just have me stand out front and just give encouraging words all day. But because of the protocol of it, they can't do that. So long story short, I think relatively speaking, I joined back with the company back in November. So as you can tell, that 1 year is fast approaching. And according to what they've said, if they can't find anything in that 12-month time span, then I have to be let go from the company, even though I can come back. But it's just, it starts that process all over again. And I also find that funny because technically they have me declared on medical leave as they try to find a location for me. But it's funny because if you think about it, I've been on medical leave since 2019 when I returned back to the company. I was diagnosed with my glaucoma that they declared me legally blind in 2018, 17, 18, somewhere around the time frame. And so at that point, I had to leave the job I had at Disney for a little bit of a bit of a road that we had to go through with that. A lot of miscommunication on both ends. But I ended up having to leave the company for a little bit while we tried to navigate through the disability. I got back to Disney in 2019, but it was obviously limited capacity. They worked with me as best they could, but I was working outdoor food and beverage, primarily working Fantasmic. They were basically accommodating me themselves, like my location, by just not putting me at registers and things like that. But then that became an issue because not everybody can do that. So then I had to go on medical leave till they found a place. That started in 2019. Then, of course, the pandemic. So technically, if you want to think about it, I was on medical leave for the better part of almost 5 years before Disney let me go, only for me to come back and have to start this process all over again, in which they'll probably end up letting me go again. And it's just frustrating because, and I hate to say this because I know there's a lot of good cast members out there, but I can tell you, I probably could do a better job than most of these cast members they have now. I don't mind standing out in the sun. I relish it. I could be a little bit more helpful or knowledgeable than some of these people that they have now. And that's kind of what the biggest frustration of it. There's some people that just don't like their job. They're just here just to be here. Whereas me and my wife, we thoroughly enjoyed everything about working here. Regardless of the politics, regardless of the backstage stuff. And the fact that I'm being denied my ability to do so, it's just, ugh. So I revert to being a Disney vlogger that actually enjoys going to Disney. Because lo and behold, even though we haven't been vlogging or filming anything, I mean, we still come quite often to the Disney parks. I mean, just like I said, just by our summer alone, between going to Disneyland, going to Disney resorts, going to Disney water parks, going on a cruise, like our lives just revolve around Disney in so many different ways. And I will say this too, if anybody has noticed, if you've come to the parks quite often, the theme park industry in general, I know a lot of people like to just pick on Disney half the time, but theme parks in general are just not doing good for the last couple years. Physically, you can tell the attendance has been down more often than not. I mean, yeah, there's still moments where it gets busy for those peak moments, but overall it's either just the fact of everyone's just, like I've said, there was this thing that I don't know if I called it this or if I heard it called this. It was revenge travel, and it started from the pandemic because obviously the rest of the world was basically closed for almost a year, for some places over a year, but Florida was the place to go. And I think that everyone came to Florida several times, and then they got tired of it. So then by 2023, it was like time to go do other things. And Florida's now just been on the back burner of people's vacations. And you can tell because, the last, I would say, I can't remember what year it was. I think it was the year 2023 where obviously Memorial Day and Labor Day fall on a Monday all the time. I think that year the 4th of July fell on a Monday. So it was like typically they always think that those 3-day weekends are going to be huge success for the theme parks. I think we went to Universal Studios on the 4th of July and that park was empty. We did everything in both parks. We were done by 2 o'clock, both parks. There were no wait times for some of those attractions. And I just think that that's just been a growing trend now as more and more people are finding other things to do outside of Florida. And then of course I've noticed, and I've listened to a lot of videos and playbacks. The popularity of people moving to Florida, that's also down. I would not be surprised if we don't have any growth in Florida for 2025, or if it is even less than what it was in 2024, and that's alarming because of how much that's been built in Florida for this incoming rush of people that just aren't here anymore. Just an update for anybody that is inside the live stream right now. I don't think there's that many people watching because again, we've been gone for a little bit of time, about 4 months, I think. So just getting into the groove of things, and obviously, like I said, too early for some of our old school watchers that are out there in California and the West Coast. But yeah, we'll probably be streaming here for a little bit more while my wife makes another round of Animal Kingdom. And then we'll probably be ending the stream for a quick break. And then we'll pick up on it when we get to our next park. Our schedule's still the same. We're basically in the parks between the hours of like 8 and 2 while the kids are in school. And of course, if you haven't been doing so already over the past summer, I haven't been checking up on them, but Fun to Be Free, he would do his streams at 2 p.m. So that was always a fun thing to transfer over to. And if you're tired of sitting down and listening to me banter for an hour or so, go over Fun to Be Free and he can get on the rides and give you the detailed updates. Excuse me, I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can access the chat real quick. So go ahead and put those comments down in there if you're out there. Garden Walk. That's exactly what it was called. I could not think of that. I was going to say something totally different, but yeah, I believe it is called Garden. I was going to sound like I thought it was like meadowlark or something like that. Yeah, garden walk. That sounds absolutely right. And yes, it is very interesting. And I can say I've probably been guilty of this. You know, like you take a picture, you have to smile. You may not be happy when you want to take that picture, but you smile for that picture anyway. Go back to your normal, docile lives, citizens. And then the fun fact that a cast member told me, even though I don't even know if that's the truth. There was a trivia question I got a while ago, and he said, what is the first... No, I think the question was, what is Joe Rohde's favorite dinosaur? And the hint was that it's the first dinosaur that you come across inside the attraction. Now, because I ride... Jesus. I knew it was coming, it still caught me off guard. Because I know that attraction so well, I knew what the first dinosaur was. But I started to wonder, is that really Joe Rohde's favorite dinosaur? Because I've never heard that dinosaur before. And then, of course, the ongoing rumor with this attraction was that apparently they were running low on their budget for this attraction because they were in such a rush to get this theme park open before Islands of Adventure opened. And because of that rush, they were not able to put all their efforts into Dinosaur, which is why the attraction is so dark. Apparently, there's supposed to be some bigger, elaborate scenes that we're supposed to be seeing. And yeah, they ran out of time and they ran out of money. So we just get darkness. Hopefully we can get back into the groove though with the live streams. Like I said, I want to be able to do this if we're going to be going. Like I'm going to be coming with my wife to the parks on hopefully Mondays and Fridays, as long as kids go to school and everything like that. And then because of the park hopping, because she really likes pin trading, going to 2 parks. I'll try to do 2 live streams in the parks that she goes to. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll try to incorporate a Beverly Challenge. We'll bring that back. I've seen a lot of influencers, and I use that term strongly. They all hopped into the Beverly situations. Obviously, I did it because I thought it was going to be something unique to do, but now it's like everybody's doing it. There's actually, I believe there's a vlogger. I want to say the channel is Scooter Adventures. He actually enjoys Beverly. I don't know how. I don't know why. But now everybody seems to be jumping into the Beverly thing, which again, it's like if you're a Disney fan that you've always known about the Beverly, it's been a tradition for people who just bring people to Disney. You got to do the Beverly. No one likes it. From what I understand, there's now only 2 locations to get Beverly, and they're both on Walt Disney World property. I've definitely fallen off my groove. Didn't even give you the weather today, in case you're ever wondering. If anybody is out there that's listening, it's supposed to be. I think it was. Now my phone always lies to me. It says it's about 89 degrees. I would definitely say it feels about 89. And there isn't really any thickness in the air. It's actually a nice. It's not as humid as it always usually is. So it's like a nice damp air. When the sun comes out, yes, I can understand people just it'd be unbearable to a lot of people. But there should be a lot of cloud cover for the another few days or so. We have a storm system happening out there in the Atlantic. You know, it's hurricane season, so. But it's only probably going to be brushing past us. I haven't really heard anything concerning as of yet for any of the storms.
That's good.
And like I said all the time, usually I can judge how busy the park is by how many people I might bump into as we navigate through the park. In case you didn't know, I do navigate. We do walk through the park. I do not utilize a walking stick in the parks. Unfortunately, I will be holding on to my wife's shoulders. I know that drives her crazy, but I fear that using a walking stick, because the walking stick is like an extension in a sense of me. And I would say that walking stick's probably about over 5 feet tall. And I already feel nervous about bumping into people. I couldn't imagine hitting people with my stick or them tripping over, because people don't notice the 6 foot tall black guy. I keep being referred to as a giant, but apparently not giant enough because people keep bumping into me. But I have not bumped into anybody today. I mean, there was one young lady my arm did hit her backpack, but I think she was actually posing for a picture or backing up for a picture. So, I mean, I would like to do our Wednesday game of well, there was a couple things. We do people watching Wednesdays, similar to what I'm doing now. We'll just pick a busier spot just to let the camera go while people are just going about their day. Or we'll do our Weight Watchers, where I will basically try to guesstimate the wait times of the attractions as we walk up to them. A little bit of a fun game. And I also too, as far as the future of the channel, I'm going to start researching a little bit more on how to navigate a podcast to see if maybe I could set up a podcast on my own without any help at all. Maybe see if I can do that for 2026. See how successful that might be. That podcast probably won't be associated so much with Disney as much as it'll just be everyday general topics. And I'll probably want to do like if I was to do a routine schedule, every day will be something different. It won't necessarily just be Disney content or Universal Studios content. It'll just be everyday journeys. One of the things that I've been fascinated by over the last, I would say, 3 or 4 months is climbing financial credit card ladders. So that's kind of been a big part of my life over the past 2 or 3 months, just trying to find out where we want to be in the financial ecosystems of some of the biggest credit card companies that are out there. Also keeping an eye on the housing market, especially down here in Florida. I mean, virtually all over the place. But I really feel as if Florida's market is going to be something interesting. Hey, babe.
How's it going?
It's good.
Ooh, I'm tired. What you talking about?
A little bit of nothing, a little bit of everything. Figuring out that many people are probably out and about on the chat because it's early and
Yeah. Do you want me to catch you up on what Prissy was saying?
the only last thing I saw, because I don't know how well it does with the chat.
Yeah.
I was talking about the things that across the street from Candy Cane.
Yeah.
So the garden walk. That was the last comment that I
that's
saw.
what she said. Yeah,
Yeah.
she said the garden walk, and then she said Scooter doesn't mind it, where John Funny Free refuses.
Oh,
Theme
okay.
Park Giant doesn't mind it either. What is it?
The Beverly. So I was doing the Beverly, and then when we took our break, I
Yeah.
noticed everyone else doing the Beverly.
Yeah.
Scooter Adventures doesn't mind it. He actually likes it.
Whew.
I challenged Fun to Be Free to do it, but he just kind of like, oh.
Yeah. Chrissy said, I can't stand it, but my sister loves it.
Ugh.
Guess that is what makes the world go round. Yeah, I guess so. I'm just like, ooh.
I do it for the channel.
Hardest part about listening to you talk is I want to talk back to you. Almost all the subject you have touched on, I'm also interested and have too much to say. Oh, I'm sorry, Chrissy. We'll get it figured out. We will get it figured out.
I was also saying too because I was talking about I want to do the podcast, so it'd be more of it like I want to do a lot more than just Disney, and so that's why I also do it with the live chat because at least then it's like, hey, if there's a comment that needs to be said, feel free to comment.
Yeah, we might do a live stream at home one day where you guys can just talk to your heart's content.
Yes, you can see my wife's beautiful face.
That's not
True. That's absolutely the truth.
whatever.
I don't know why I finished the sentence when that was not the. I wanted to say true before you said not, and then you said not. Like,
You set me up to fail, babe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Do you want to head out of this park?
Yes.
Okay.
So
And then, are you going live again today or tomorrow?
I'll go. Oh, I wasn't going anywhere tomorrow. It's the weekend. So I mean, you can go, but I'll just stay with the kids.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think I'll just go one more time today, and then I'll do it. I'll go to 2 days. 2 days a week, I'll do 2 live streams.
Okay. I don't know what park we're going to.
That's all right.
It's going to be a surprise. Stay tuned.
That's
Don't go
literally what I was talking about with the channel.
Oh.
We're so like I was talking about how our summer was it was controlled spontaneity. Like, we've always wanted to go to Disneyland, but we never made the plan until one day we're like, okay, I guess we're going to Disneyland.
We're going to Disneyland. It was like 29 days out.
Not even. Yeah, but
20. It was like
20.
less
It's like
than
26, just something like that.
Yeah.
And then I said
I
something
love
about
that.
the cruise, how we knew we wanted to go on the cruise at that time.
Yeah.
But we weren't, we had to wait for the release.
Yeah.
And it was like literally like, 5 days, 6 days before? A week. And we booked the cruise.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I love that. I love living life like that, though. So, okay.
Well, yeah. So as of right now, we are going to we're going to stop this live stream. We'll be picking it up here in about, I would say probably about an hour or so. So if you are out there, if you have tuned in, go ahead and like this video. I know it's probably unbearable to listen to. Like this video, subscribe if you hasn't. I know we had some Ninja watchers that were tuning in the last time we did a live stream. And then hit that bell notification, and we will see you in an hour or so.
From a park
From a park.
that we don't know.
From parts unknown. I'll do the Adam LeVou. We're going to be perusing in another park in about an hour or so, give or take a minute. And we'll see you next time on this time.
Oh, gosh.